Okay, here's a couple of nice little old Watkins amps I've got in. I'm going to show you all about them, and then I'm going to service them and see what they're like. One of them's actually still got a slip cover, so let's take that off. Put it over there. As you can see, they're both made from these original little single speaker cabinets, same dimensions. Colors are different. This is this one's much more darker, sort of a green color, which may have faded. Than this is this normal, the brighter sort of turquoise bluish color. So what have we got? Well, we've got a Clubman's. Just two controls on this one, and on this one, if you turn it round, is the Westminster with tremolo. Now these cabinets are the same size. Let me just, I've loosened the backs off so I can show you what's inside. This one's actually got a grill, but the cutouts are the same on the back, so I just take the backs off. This one's got no grill on the back. Just take them off. They've both got warning, do not remove. Turn them round and we look inside. Now this, the little Clubman single ELAC speaker, little 10-inch, or was it 8-inch, and this one's actually got a bigger speaker in it, in the same size cabinet. You can see everything is was designed very similar, with a little stiff sort of card material wrapped around where the mains plug went in. And this one slightly smaller, I suppose, to clear the speaker, and has the foot pedal jammed in it as well for the tremolo. That's probably not original. I'm not sure what it looked like. That's a pretty old, cheap thing. Inside, well, they're generic. Charlie Watkins made these folded gold steel chassis for everything in all his amps, and the bigger ones in the olden days. And he used to often screw the mains transformers direct to the cabinets, not even attached to the chassis, but these are actually screwed onto the chassis. Okay, the little Clubman's got a smaller mains transformer because, although it's Class A output, this is quite an old one. It's got a rectifier valve, be a single EL84. It's got a single, probably an ECC 83, and just some basic controls. Pretty basic circuit. One big capacitor for smoothing, some resistors. Be a nice, lively little sound. Not many components to suck any of the tone out your guitar. So it'd be a nice, lively with a little ELAC speaker. This one was a slightly bigger ELAC speaker, bigger mains transformer, capacitor, and looking at the valve complements, it's still got a valve for rectifying the mains, probably an EZ81. It's got two EL84s here, so they're probably arranged in push-pull. And then it's got three valves here, probably, well, at least two of them will be EC83s, one will be for the tremolo and the other's for amplification. Same form of construction, manual labour, just wiring the things into tag boards. Lots of tight winding on the heaters. Try and push down to the chassis, try and keep the hum away. Point to point resistors just going from point to point, so there's no extra wiring. Pretty much how they used to be done to save any wiring, and it's just labour intensive. And the same on this one. Everything is just it's got a little earth buzz bar there that things are attached to. So, but the wiring, as you can see, is laced. In the olden days, 60s and that all equipment used to be laced. It was normal practice on equipment when people had more time and labour was cheap. All the components look okay, except for on this one, the resistor on the main supply. I mean, dropping resistors been getting hot. They're all carbon composition, so we need to check that one there. It's got a little bubbling on it. Capacitors being important to check. When were these made? Well, because they got valves, rectification there pretty early on in the life of Watkins. Early 60s, I would say, because Charlie changed to diode rectification pretty early on in the life. He was recognised that diodes were cheap, easy to wire in, reliable, and also gave you higher voltage, no voltage drop like on these valve rectifiers, and so he could squeeze a little more power out of such a small amp, where every little bit of power helped generate more volume. He wasn't worried about compression or anything. He probably never even thought about it at this time. With later big amps like Vox AC30s, the valve rectification, when you're playing really loud, gave some compression and added to the sound. But so diodes were normal on his amps, and these are really early ones. They both got valve rectification. So it'd be important to see how all the valves test, whether they're still good. I mean, rectifier valves do wear out. EL84s wear out. ECC83s very rarely wear out, even after 50 years or so. And the speakers are bound to be good. I've never heard of any problems with the elect speakers. Little plate inside here, serial number 22440. This one, serial number plate, well, was either never put in here, because I don't see any mark where it might have fallen out. So I guess they forgot to put one in here. Anyway, so there you go. It's interesting to see how he used the two cabinets and managed to squeeze two totally different amps into them. So you even got the two little screws mounting the transformer, and on this one, same. So I will be taking these apart, drawing out the circuits and checking all the components, and I'll add that to the video and compile a total video side by side. There, the grills, amazingly same grill material, same little Watkins name tag, also the generic style that you use for the control panel with these sort of lines. He must have thought that was nice and trendy. It might have been copied over from his style of his accordions or something. Anyway, Clubman and Westminster. Knobs are all original too. These little inserts fall out like that one and come unstuck, and they're normally lost. But even though this one is not glued in, it's still there. So they probably lucky they're all there. And even on this one, these ones are corroded a bit, but the knobs are identical, as you can see. The input sockets are looking a bit tarnished. Handles, tarnishing on the handles there, and some dust inside. It's funny, there's a little piece of paper in here that's obviously fallen to the slot up here, up the top there, and it says time to buy another packet. It's obviously from someone who's been smoking, opened it up and a little piece of paper fell inside. And you can tell here he obviously was a smoker, because there are two burn marks where he's put his cigarette on the top and burnt through. And there's also a ring here, obviously, where he put his pint of beer, which is dangerous because you knock it over and it goes inside the amp. The amp would probably go fucked and be completely ruined. But that's what people did in those days. There you go, two very nice little Watkins old amps.